everybody. Thanks for coming and tuning in to the Century Martial Arts School Network live on Thursday. I hope everybody is doing well. I want to give everybody a huge shout out for all the love and support we've had on the group this week. Straight up love you guys. Now, on to another subject. You guys voted. We put a poll up earlier this week on all the questions you guys had for marketing. And we have Chris Rodriguez, marketing guru genius, here to join us. And she's going to answer your questions. I think, according to the poll, we had everybody vote, and you guys voted for the free traffic and how to get more organic social leads. So, Chris, I'm going to let you take it away. You are the master of the page right now. So
awesome.
You guys enjoy, and I'll hit you guys back at the end of the stream.
Great. Well, first and foremost, Chastity, thank you so much for inviting me to be here today. Those of you that are watching live, I see you coming in. Say hello. Let me know that you're here, and let me know where you are watching from. So drop in that comments. I want this to be engaging. I want this for to be a two-way conversation, and I'll try to answer any questions that you might have as well. First and foremost, thank you for investing your time with me. I know right now the entire country is a little bit on edge from the elections to COVID. I understand that it's been affecting us all. So thank you so much for taking the time to be here. And because of the narrative that's happening right now, I truly believe that it's more important than ever that your community needs you. All right. They need a place to that they can feel safe. And our martial arts schools is the perfect place for that to be. I see a bunch of people saying, hey, we've got somebody all the way from Canada. Awesome. Somebody from Illinois. Great. Thank you, Sarah. Hi, Dawn. Hi, Mark. Hello, Susanna. All right. So it is time to rebuild, right? My academy is located in Tampa, Florida. We're a BJJ and MMA school. We've been open since June 1st. And all of us are at a stage where we need to rebuild, which means you've got to recruit, right? Maya talks about the 3 R's: recruit, retain, and revenue. So this training is going to be all about how you can get free traffic through social media organic posts, all right? So over the next 20 minutes, you're going to get actionable items. So get your pens ready, turn off your notifications, and let's dive in. A martial arts school is a local community. That's really what we are. And that tribe that we built during, the tribe that we built pre-COVID really allowed us to get through COVID because people were craving the need for community. And yes, we need to be focusing on generating leads and generating sales. But before you can do that, you have to build a relationship with the people that you want to serve first. I think one of the biggest mistakes that school owners make is they try to go straight for the sale. They try to go straight for the contact information before they are providing any real value first. And in terms of your organic social media strategy, what you need to be doing is integrating into your prospects' lives, okay? Organic social media can absolutely help you get more eyeballs on your business. And then once you have the eyeballs on your business, you build a relationship so you can get the lead. So something that I'm really passionate about is what I call the customer journey. I actually have a full training on how to develop your own customer journey. In any business, there are buying cycles. And so often as school owners, we're focusing so much on the purchase stage that we forget that there are 2 other stages prior to getting them to purchase. So whether you know it or not, your customers go through this customer journey, and it has 6 stages to it. The first stage is awareness, right? Before we can get the purchase, we have to get them aware of our academy. And then once they're aware, it's not time to get them to purchase. Once they're aware, we've got to move them to the next stage, which is consideration. And this is so huge. We have to show them that instead of considering our competitors, instead of considering soccer or little league, that they should consider martial arts. And right now, due to COVID, we also have to convince them that we are providing a service that is safe as well. So once we get the eyeballs on our school, we have to move them to consideration. And then once we get them to consideration, we can now take them to the next stage, which is purchase. And I think so often what happens, I mean, you guys could be scrolling your news feed today and you're going to see advertisements from every single marketing agency and quote unquote guru that's going to guarantee you 90 students in 30 days. And we're so focused on getting that new student, which is important. But once we get the new student, instead of going and searching for another new student, there are other stages we need to take our customer through. And that's onboarding, retention, and advocacy. And I don't know about you, but one of our goals at my academy, Gracie Pack, is to make all of our students an advocate. We want them to become brand ambassadors for our school. And once they become advocates, guess what starts all over again? Well, because they are talking about our school and utilizing word of mouth, we now get more awareness on our school. So it's actually, the customer journey is cyclical. And I think it's really important that you look at this through the eyes of your customer and not just you as the business owner. Because I hear it all the time, like, Chris, I've been posting on Facebook and it's not signing anybody up. Your social media page is there for you to start and to continue the relationship. All right. So once we can look at it through the eyes of our customers, through the customer journey, it's going to give you a mindset shift. Because if you're thinking that, if you post every day on your Facebook page, that all of a sudden you're going to have 50 people lined outside your door, it's just an unrealistic expectation. Okay. There is a courting period that takes place, just like when you're dating somebody, there's a courting period. All right. So why can it be so difficult to reach our audience on Facebook? If you've posted in the past, maybe you have 1,000 followers or a few thousand followers, you put out a post that you think is absolute fire, and then it's crickets. Nobody is liking, nobody is commenting. And the reason why it's so difficult to reach people organically is because of the Facebook algorithm. Organic reach, like if you can get 6% of your followers to engage with an organic post, then that's doing pretty good. And it's just because the algorithm pulls back that reach. So how can we give the algorithm what it wants? And that's what we're going to be diving into. I've got 6 tips for you today. So let's write them down. And I'm just, I'm curious, those of you that are watching right now, are you posting on your Facebook page? And if yes, I want to know how often. So are you posting 3 times a day, 1 time a day? Maybe you're posting 3 times a week. Let me know in the comments. So that's going to give me a good understanding of where everybody is in terms of their organic social media posting strategy. All right. So tip number 1, you have to make video a non-negotiable. I'm going to say it again. You have to make video a non-negotiable. Facebook is really trying to become the next generation digital streaming TV. And because of that, they favor videos in the news feed. Now, what's the struggle with doing videos? Well, 1, not everybody feels comfortable doing videos. And I see these comments coming in 2 times a week from Blake, 3 to 5 from Mark, 1 times daily, 4 to 5 days a week from Tina. Thank you so much for participating. The struggle I think that a lot of school owners have is that they just don't feel comfortable on video. And I was there many years ago as well. When Facebook Live first came out, I was terrified of doing a Facebook Live. I'm a little bit of a perfectionist, and the thought of making mistake live just completely scared me. And we're going to get into Facebook Live here in a minute. But I truly believe that school owners struggle on video just because they haven't practiced enough. If you had a student that came up to you and said, man, I'm really struggling landing my sidekick in sparring, what are you going to tell them to do? You're going to tell them that they need to go practice, right? 10,000 reps to become a master. So I challenge you as well. 2020 moving into 2021, video is a non-negotiable. And if you don't feel comfortable on it, then one, you've got to practice, or two, you need to delegate it to somebody else on your team that does feel good on camera. All right. So one thing that you need to consider when you're posting pre-recorded videos is be careful of not dropping links, okay? You got to think about this, right? If you put a link on Facebook, what is that link meant to do? It's meant to take people off of the platform. How do you think Facebook feels about you trying to take the attention of its users off of the platform? They don't like that. Why? Because the longer a user stays on Facebook, what does Facebook make? They make more money because they get to show more ads. So I'm not telling you you can't drop links, but you need to make sure that you're not doing it every single post. I would say about 10% of your posts you can drop links on. And the best way to do it is to actually say it in the video as opposed to actually posting the link. And when you put the link in your video, it won't pull back the reach as much. All right. So I want you to try to aim for like 50 to 60% of your content being video. And then about 20% being images, right? A picture is worth 1,000 words. One really great picture can convey exactly what your school does. All right. One really great picture of a child in your class can convey that they're having fun, that it's safe, that they're learning self-defense, that they're building their confidence. So when you're looking at your social media content strategy, I want the majority of your posts to be video. Then we want them to be images. And then finally, the smallest amount should be links. So tip number one, you got to make video a non-negotiable, which for most of you, that means it's time for you to practice getting on the camera. Okay. Tip number two are Facebook Live broadcasts, right? That's exactly what we are doing right now. A Facebook Live gets up to 6 times more engagement than a pre-recorded video. If you are currently leveraging the superpower of Facebook Live on your business page, let me know in the comments. Say, yes, I'm using Facebook Live. No, I'm not using Facebook Live. If you are using Facebook Live, how many times a week are you using it? Okay, so just let me know in the comments if you are, what I call it's a superpower that you can have if you're doing Facebook Lives. So Chris, okay, I get it. I know I need to be doing Facebook Lives, but what do I do those Facebook Lives on? So I'm going to give you the 3 Ps to a successful Facebook Live. And Heidi, thank you, CMA licensee, for tagging. And then Ms. Chacon says, yes, we use Facebook Live maybe 1 time a week. Awesome. That's a great start. So the first P for Facebook Live is preparation. All right. I don't know about you, but I cannot stand when I watch somebody else's Facebook Live and they're wasting my time. That's like, something that is super frustrating. We all only have 24 hours in a day. And if I'm going to invest my time watching a Facebook Live, that person needs to be prepared. Kind of like how I'm prepared for this Facebook Live. I value your time and your attention, and I'm not going to sit here and waste it. So you need to prepare. And when you prepare for that Facebook Live, you need to think about, what is the purpose? Am I trying to educate them? Am I trying to entertain them? Am I trying to persuade them? The goal of this Facebook Live today is to educate you. So when I was preparing, I needed to start with that. What is the best way that I can educate the followers in the Century group? Now, what I want you to do is I want you to write down the 10 most frequently asked questions, right? If you're taking phone calls, if you're doing tours, if you're doing sales presentations, you are hearing those questions over and over and over again. And this is a great way to start planning your Facebook Lives. Just write the 10 most frequently asked questions, and now you have 10 ideas for your Facebook Live, all right? When you're also preparing for that Facebook Live, I want you to think about the call to action that you want people to take, all right? So at the end of that video, at the end of the Facebook Live, what do you want them to do? Do you want them to give you feedback by commenting? Do you want them to visit your website? Do you want them to send you a message? Do you want them to grab a lead magnet so you can get their name, email, and phone number? I think school owners are hesitant in putting call to actions at the end or in the middle of their Facebook Lives because they don't feel right. They're like, I don't want to be salesy. There is nothing wrong if you provide value in your Facebook Lives to have a call to action. And that call to action is how you turn a suspect into a prospect. You can't think that if you get 5 or 10 or 15 viewers on your Facebook Live that they're now going to magically turn into students. You have to develop that relationship. How do we develop relationships? Through communication, all right? So when you are preparing your Facebook Live, make sure you have a call to action at the end of that Facebook Live, all right? The second P for hosting a successful Facebook Live is performance. And we already kind of touched on that. And somebody here said fear of live not looking good or interested in. Absolutely, right? So right now there are 32 live watchers right now out of a group of, 15,000. Whether there was all 15,000, whether there was just 10 of you, or if there was just one of you, even one person, I have the opportunity to now start building that relationship with them. So Tina, I absolutely understand that fear of nobody showing up, but you can't let that overcome you, and you just have to do it. So with that being said, my recommendation is that you create a dummy Facebook group, and you could just call it your test group. And now you can practice going live in that test group, right? Just doing it in front of like a pre-recorded, a camera that's recording, it doesn't feel the same way as doing it live. And I've taught this over and over again. If you have a fear of going live, I believe the best way to overcome that fear is to start with what's called a What's Up Monday video. This is how I was able to get over my fear that I had. So what is a What's Up Monday video? It's talking about what's going on in your academy that week. That's it. And if you're super nervous, then, hold your newsletter or have your bullet points. But the expectation isn't that hundreds of people are watching it. What you're doing is, one, informing your students, because we all know that we can put it in the newsletter, send an email, send a text, put it on the lobby TV, have a flyer, have handouts, we can call people, and still somebody's going to say, oh, I didn't know about that, right? It happens all the time. So it's another touch point for you to communicate with the prospects and the members of your school of what's going on in your academy. And this is a way for you to build confidence, okay? Confidence comes from competence. Once we are competent in something, that's when our confidence grows. And we see that happen on the mat all the time as martial arts instructors. So again, my recommendation is to create that dummy Facebook group and practice going live in there. And then I really want you to focus on engaging with the audience. If you've noticed, I've already asked a few times for you guys to get in the comments and speak with me. If you are not engaging with your audience, then it just turns into a webinar. So ask questions when you're doing your Facebook Live in order to engage. And then the third P is your production, all right? And that kind of goes back to what Tina said, is the fear of not looking good. So a couple of things. You want to keep in mind the framing, okay? You want to keep in mind the framing of what's in the picture. So I've got my fake plant over here. I've got my ring light. I've got my GrowPro agency logo. And I specifically built this background because I do a lot of Facebook Lives. I'm conscious of what's going on in the background. So keep in mind of the visuals and the framing of what's going on, okay? Next, your camera. So I think all of us more than likely leveled up the technology in our academy during COVID. I know I got a ton of questions of like, Chris, what type of webcam should I use? Now, newer phones, can be, can have a very, very clear picture. But if you are going to use your phone, here's a ninja tip. I want you to wipe the lens down. All right. I mean, think about how often you're touching your phone. We don't want to have any smudges on the lens of your camera. Okay. The angle of the camera is so important. You want the angle to be at eye level. So many times I see school owners shooting videos or Facebook Lives and they're looking down at the camera. Nobody wants to be looked down upon, okay? So production is, really important. If you really want to take it to the next level, you can do audio where you can actually have an external mic. I like using AirPods, these earbuds, because they have a microphone built in and they remove a lot of the background noise as well as the echo. All right. So your 3 Ps to running a successful Facebook Live is preparation, performance, and production value. And if you have any questions, feel free to drop them below. So my third tip to gaining more organic traffic are asking simple, short questions. You see this very often in this Century group. Marketers coming in here asking 1-sentence questions that, maybe they care about the response, but what they're really just looking for is to get a lot of engagement there. And you can use that same strategy on your Facebook business page, just asking a short, simple question. The key here is that you want to make sure it's relevant to your school, right? We just had Halloween. So a simple question that would gain engagement would be, Reese's Pieces or Kit Kats. Which one do you prefer? All right. People love giving their opinion on Facebook. We see it all the time. So asking those short, simple questions that are relevant to your audience is a really great way to get the conversation going. Okay. Now, this next tip is actually probably going to feel a little odd for some of you, okay? I want you to post less content. What? The marketer just told me to post less content? Yes, and here's why. I think some of us get so caught up in having to post 3 times a day or every single day that what ends up happening is that the quality of the content isn't all that great. I would rather have quality content over quantity content. So feel free to slow it down. Instead of, if you're posting 3 times a day, drop it down to 1. If you're posting 6 days a week, try to post 3 times a week and really focus on the quality of content that you are putting out there. All right. Tip number 5 is driving traffic to the post. I told you earlier that only about 6% of your followers are going to see your organic posts. So you've got to drive traffic to that post. Well, how do you do that? Every single Facebook post has its own unique URL link. So if you post something on Facebook, on your Facebook business page, once you post it, if you click on the timestamp, right, the date and the time of when you posted it, it will actually give you the unique URL to that post. So what I would do is I would take that link and I would send it to my staff members, and I would encourage my team to comment on it. I could also send that link out to my list, my email list, and tell them that we just posted a really great Facebook post on our business page. Click this link to check out all of the craze, okay? So you've got to drive traffic to those individual links, and the way you do that is just hover over the timestamp, click on it, and it'll give you that URL link. And now have your team comment on it, and you can also post that link in in stories on Instagram. You could put it on a blog, and you could even email it out to your list, okay? As you're sending more traffic to that individual post, the reach is going to expand and you're going to get more engagement. My final tip, tip number 6, is performing CPR on your Facebook page. Chris, what does CPR mean? CPR is an acronym for comment, post, reply. Every single one of us, when we go to the bathroom, we bring this bad boy, all right? And that's a great time for you to perform CPR on your business page. So you want to make sure you're commenting on your own posts. You want to make sure that you are posting in the first place. And I also challenge you to try to reply to every single comment. When you reply to those comments, not only does it show the person that, hey, you care about the fact that they took time to reply or to comment on your post, but what it does is it shows the algorithm like, whoa, 30 people just commented on this post. This post must be really, really engaging and interesting. So guess what the algorithm does? It shows it to more people. Because if the algorithm sees that you are getting engagement on your post, that means people are doing what? They're staying longer on Facebook. And if they're staying longer on Facebook, Facebook's making more money, okay? From those comments and replies, get a conversation going. Once you have that conversation going, more than likely people are going to start asking questions about your academy. You see this often on Facebook ads, people saying and asking, how much does it cost? This is a great opportunity for you to get into their DMs, into their direct messages, their private messages, whatever you want to call it, all right? Once we're in their DMs, we get to continue that conversation. We get to build the relationship. We're integrating into their lives, and we can then get their contact information. I'm going to cycle it back to this customer journey: awareness, consideration, purchase. So many of you are trying to use your organic social media to jump people straight to purchase, okay? Your posts and getting that reach out there is going to get awareness. Your time that you spend and the energy that you input into replying and commenting and developing those relationships are going to move people to the next stage, which is consideration. And once we have them considering us instead of our competitors or some other sport, we can then move them to booking the appointment, purchasing that trial, and getting them to come in. All right. Now, let me give you a bonus tip, and we're going to wrap it up here. I know this is all about free traffic, but I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't keep it real with you. All right. You should be allocating a small percentage of your ad budget to amplify the organic reach of your posts. All right. This is where boosting posts come into play. Oh, Chris, I boosted posts. It doesn't work. Nobody showed up at my door. When you boost a post, what you are paying for is more eyeballs. You're paying on getting your post out in front of more people. And it doesn't cost a lot of money. For a few bucks, you can do this. So instead of only 6% of your followers seeing the post, you are now paying to get it in front of more eyeballs. And if the content is high quality, people are going to be more inclined to comment and to engage with it, which now is going to feed it. It's like putting, like fuel on the fire, and it's going to get even more reach. Even with a very, very small budget, I'm talking 10 bucks a week, 40 bucks a month, you can really amplify the reach that you are getting on your business page. I think people, think that it's either organic or it's paid. Okay. Organic social media strategies and paid social media strategies, I call them an ecosystem. They work together. And I know how frustrating it could be to spend quality time trying to create content that no one sees. And if nobody's seeing it, it obviously does not benefit you. All right. Jennifer asking, do you comment as your business page on the posts? Or as, it's basically you're asking, do you do it as yourself or do you do it as the business page? We do both. I don't think there's, one black or white answer to that. The problem with posting as your business is that people don't really look at that as like a human, right? If you post from your regular, profile, it's putting a name and a face to it. All right. So I think there's positives to both of them. And I would test to see which one gets you the most engagement. I know some people are like, oh, I don't want prospects or my students to be following me on Facebook. It's just not the right attitude to have. Facebook is a tool. It's a tool that you can use to gain more traffic and to build deeper connections. And regardless of how you feel about the platform, you should be leveraging that tool. I want to leave you with two things you shouldn't do when you are trying to gain more traffic. I touched on the first one a little bit earlier. Don't post YouTube links, guys. Okay, it's going to be a pretty rare occasion where we're posting YouTube links. And that's just because, again, Facebook doesn't want you to take those people off of the platform. And the next tip I want to give you is try to avoid what Facebook calls clickbait or engagement bait. Okay. And this is where you basically try to bait your audience by saying, comment below, please like, please share. There's other verbiage that you can use. Like right now, as I'm going live, the algorithm is listening to me. And I know that sounds super creepy, but I mean, how many of you have had a conversation with somebody about maybe you're interested in getting a new bicycle and you haven't looked up new bikes anywhere online, but all of a sudden now on your news feed, they're seeing advertisements for bicycles, right? I mean, I know it's a little scary, but there are other terms that you can use besides comment, besides please like, please share if you are on your business page, right? This isn't a group. So I'm okay with saying comment below, let me know. But things like, what are your thoughts? What do you think? How do you experience this is a better way. And Facebook won't look at that as engagement bait or clickbait. Okay. All right. Those are my tips for you. Okay. We talked about the importance of your martial arts school being a local community and how before you can ask for the purchase, there's a courting period, just like when you're dating. Before you go in for the kiss, you're probably going out for coffee or you're going out for dinner. We talked about looking through the eyes of the customer through the customer journey. And hopefully you're now aware why your organic posts don't get that much reach. And the way to get them to have more reach is to make video a non-negotiable, do more Facebook lives, ask simple questions, post less content but higher quality, drive traffic to the post by getting the unique URL and performing CPR, comment, post, and reply on your page. All right. So if you have any questions at all, I'm going to stay on for about another 60 seconds. I really appreciate you guys taking the time, hanging out with me. I hope you were able to get some takeaways that you can immediately implement. And if you have any other further questions, feel free to send me a DM, a private message here on Facebook. Shoot me a friend request. Guess what that was, guys? That was your call to action. All right. And if you have any other questions, I'm happy to help you. You know, from the team at Maya, I am so proud to be their digital marketing consultant. Maya has, you know, really helped so many schools, especially during COVID. And if there's anything that we can do to help you rebuild, to help you recruit, don't hesitate to reach out, shoot me a DM. And we got some tags in here. Courtney White, very informative. Thank you for the advice. Paul, thank you so much. Chris Paul, I hope you're healing well from your surgery, and I hope you're going to be able to get back on the mat soon. Michael, great information. Thank you. Absolutely. Tina, thank you so much. Chris, always awesome info. All right, guys. Chastity, I'm not sure if you're still on, if you wanted to bump back in. Yes, success. There she is. How cool is technology? But there you have it, guys. There's free traffic, how to get more organic social media leads.
Thank you so much, Chris. As always, you are full of just golden nuggets of knowledge. I love it. And I know everybody's going to take away so much from this. So we really appreciate you coming on and dropping knowledge for the group today.
Thank you for the invite. Much appreciated.
And I love your confidence comes from confidence. Love
Absolutely.
it. Love it, girl. All right. Well, I'm going to do a couple of reminders and giveaways actually too. So we can do the reminder of 15% off uniforms this week. We're just doing that this week only. So get them while you can, dudes, because it's going to be a different sale next week. And I'll drop information on that soon. Is
that all uniforms?
It's select uniforms, but it's most of our student uniforms, most of our TKD uniforms. We got a couple BJJ uniforms in there. So
nice.
I'll post information on that as a reminder again today for you guys. And again, we're doing a different sale every week up until Black Friday. So that'll be awesome. And I do need to let you guys know, according to your holiday event planner that was created for Century by our awesome Maya team. This week, you guys, if you haven't already, distributed your holiday catalogs, order forms, gift certificates to students and parents, do that. And then you also need to be decorating your school for the holidays, hanging your printed posters and flyers around the schools, and encourage everybody to order early. That's always just super smart to do. We got all the printables on the holiday kit, and I'll also drop a link in that. So now for the fun stuff. I was actually out of office last week, so I get to do the giveaway drawings from when I was out. So I was giving away desktop bobs, and we actually got over 100 comments on that live. So I'm going to give away 3 of them instead of just 1. So
what?
I know, right? I know. So
awesome.
Our winners on that are predetermined. So we're doing Michael Munyon, Scott Letterer, and Lori Hallmark. You guys have all won a desktop bob. I'll tag you guys so I can get your address. Yes, yes, yes. And then this week's giveaway, I'm going to give away this cool Mama Said Knock You Out llama.
Oh, that is adorable.
Isn't it cute?
That is so cute.
And these little sparring gear ornaments.
Oh, those are super cool.
Those are super cool. So, question to win one of these, or actually both of these. Question for the week is, what is your favorite Christmas song? What's yours, Chris?
Ooh, what's my favorite Christmas song? Well, because I have a newborn, we've been kind of singing along. Jingle Bells has been a favorite in the house right now.
I like it. I like it. It's an easy first one to learn too.
Exactly.
Definitely. I'm gonna go with Alvin and the Chipmunks. All I Want for Christmas.
Oh,
so
that's a good one.
Chad, how about you?
Jingle Bell Rock.
Okay, well, you're Jingle Bell Rock. You weren't Chad, but that's cool. Jingle Bell Rock, and we got Blue Christmas. Elvis?
Ooh.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Well, again, thanks, Chris, for joining us. As always, you rock.
Thank you so much.
And I'll see
All
you
right.
guys later. Bye.
Have a great day, guys. Bye.